Hi guys, I'm Caitlin.
I'm Jazz.
And we're from Caitlin and Jazz Books. That was so not enthusiastic.
We're from Caitlin and Jazz Books. Hey! Woo! So today we are doing the book sacrifice tag, where we sacrifice all the books that we don't like in different scenarios.
Wait, disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
1, we're sorry if these are your favourite books.
Oh yeah, sorry about
We
that.
just don't like them. And 2, there is one which we don't actually mind. We just
there is. I
think
will say
it fits
we'll tell you,
in.
we think it just fits the scenario.
Yeah. Okay, so this tag was originally done by Ariel Bissett. Yeah.
Beset.
But we both saw it from a Book Utopia's channel, so.
Which is Sasha! We do the book sacrifice tag. We're going to do our current reads, and my current read is the same as last week because I've been so lazy and I've had no time to read.
That's gonna be me this week.
But in all fairness, I was on page 2 and now I've only got like 60 pages left. And it is quite different to what I thought it was going to be. It's not like a romance. It's about a girl who's listening to her dad's old tapes.
Is that a spoiler?
Not really, because it's like the first page is just like, Dad, I'm going to record the tapes just like you. So, you know, it's not a spoiler. But yeah, it was quite a good book. Hats off to you, Stephen Camden. He's a cool guy.
My current read is The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. And I've been reading it for 2 days. And I've read 55 pages. It's bad. But the thing is, I've got exams all next week.
Okay,
and like an actual
that
GCSE,
was me last week.
An actual GCSE tomorrow. So it's like,
I need the day after.
I'm not going to have time to read it. So I read Clockwork Angel so I could like read it all, like properly get into it. So I feel like this is going to take me like a week and a half to read. But oh well, I'm not actually sure how I feel about his writing. Because I don't know.
So good.
He abbreviates everything. Like, he wrote WTF. Like, the abbreviation.
When I read that, I was like, what? But
I
no.
was like, why are you abbreviating it in a novel?
But it was
But,
such
you know,
a good book.
I'm sure I'll get into it. I'll be annoyed if I don't like it because I really want to like it.
But I loved it, and I wanted to love it. So I was happy. It was
Maybe
beautiful.
this will be in the book sacrifice tag soon. So this whole like tag is like 4 scenarios, and the only way to stop the scenarios is by choosing a book to sacrifice. So.
In the situation. Okay. An overhyped book. Let's start this off with a zombie apocalypse. Let's say you're in a bookstore, just browsing, when bam!
Just browsing.
Just browsing. Zombie attack. It's more serious now. Zombie attack. An announcement comes over the PA system saying that the military has discovered that the zombies' only weakness, is an overhyped book. What book? That everyone else says is amazing, but you really hate it. Do you start chucking at the zombies knowing that it will count as an overhyped book and successfully wipe them out?
The book we have chosen. Oh yeah, some of them we've got like 2 books, some we've only got 1.
Yeah, because my books are all in crates under my brother's bed at home because my room's being redecorated, so I couldn't get any books. So yeah.
But anyway, the book that we're going to be throwing at zombies is To All the Bright Places.
Now,
all the bright places
before
see
you
them.
all like in the comments go, "Oh my god, how can you not like
Yeah.
it?"
We do. This is the one we do like. We just feel that it's really overhyped. Like, it's a cute book,
It's a good book. I liked it.
but like not much really happened in it.
That is very arguable.
No, it's like not much. It was overhyped.
See, the way I see it, it was a good book, and I really enjoyed it, but I don't think it deserved the amount of publicity it got from it. That's just my opinion.
It's like, it's not like we didn't like it.
I loved it. I thought it was great, and I was like, I genuinely cried at the end. Like, my mum came in and she just found me crying on my bed.
I think I cry, but I cry at everything.
And she was,
What's annoying about it though is like it goes out, and I don't tend to do that.
It was like 11 o'clock at night, and my mum was like, "Hey, you should probably stop reading now." She takes the book from my hand, and I snatch it back, and I'm like, "No, I need to find out what happens in this next page." And then I read it, and then I cry, and then I was like,
My mum always has a habit of coming in when I have about 2 pages left, and then you know, like you're in the world, you're in it because something big is happening because it's the last 2 pages. And then they come in and they start talking to you and you're like out of the world.
Like,
and then you can't get back into it. That's happened with the past 3 books I've read. It happened with Clockwork Angel. I was not impressed.
second scenario.
Again.
Oh my god. What is wrong with my throat? I can't. A sequel. Let's say you just left the salon with a smashing new haircut and boom! My hair is fabulous, obviously. It's really not, but okay. Torrential downpour. What sequel are you willing to use as an umbrella to protect yourself from the rain?
We've only got one here because all her books obviously are at her house.
I locked away somewhere for a few
So-
months.
The one I'm going to be using, she's going to get wet,
It's all over to you.
is Rebel Heart by Moira Young. Yep, that's the second one in the Blood Red Rose series. It wasn't too bad. It's just like nothing could really happen because like so much happened in the first book. That then
Oh, I hate that.
it had a second book slump basically, and it was like
Is it more like a filler book?
Yeah,
Filler book? Because that's what I thought with City of Ashes.
yeah.
Because
I
that's
get
how
you there.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't even remember what happened to City of Ashes.
Well, there you
Was it in the boat?
Yeah.
Cool. I remember what happened to City of Ashes. Oh, Simon. Anyway, yeah. So this is what is going to be getting wet.
And so will I, because I had no book. Unless you want to share.
Nope.
I'll share. Okay, a classic. Let's say you're in a lecture and your English teacher is going on and on about the classic changed the world, how it revolutionised literature, and you get so sick of it that you just chuck the classic right at his face because you know what? This classic is stupid and it's worth detention, so just show everyone how you feel. What classic would you chuck?
We have one each here.
Okay.
We don't actually have physical copies though.
Because who buys classics? Actually, no, I do have a copy of this.
Yeah.
But I gave it away because I didn't want it
Do you want to go
anymore.
first?
Okay, so I have mentioned this book before. So if you read our books we don't like...
Watched.
Oh
Not
yeah,
read.
not
If
read.
you've read our books, we don't like.
We should
If
try
you
it.
haven't, watch it.
Watch it now. We should write a book with just all our video... Like, with, what am I saying? What am I saying?
Oh no.
I don't know. Anyway, so in our books we don't like video. I said I didn't like this, and it is The Hobbit by J.R.
Tolkien.
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 There we go.
Basically, I didn't like his style of writing. Didn't like the story, and it was the first fantasy I read, so obviously that didn't give me a great impression on fantasy. But I do like fantasy now. It's just old fantasy I don't like, obviously. So I bought the first Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, got through The Hobbit, decided it wasn't even worth trying Lord of the Rings, because if I couldn't even read The Hobbit, which was like half the size of Lord of the Rings, I probably shouldn't try reading Lord of the Rings. So, yeah, I had to skim read the last half, because it was awful. So, I'm just gonna chuck my imaginary book at my teacher.
And oh, did you hear that voice crack?
Oh.
And the book I'm going to be chucking is Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare.
He revolutionised writing.
Yes, but it's Romeo and Juliet. They met the day before. She's 13. He's about 18. Yes, that's wrong to start with.
That is wrong.
And they met the day before, and then they die for each other. They kill themselves
See, I didn't...
because of they just love each other so much, even though they met the day before. They just can't live without each other, even though you've lived your whole life without each other. You've had one day with each other. You can't live without each other.
But that just shows how they loved each other.
They met the day before.
I didn't actually realise they met the day
I'm a
before.
sucker for romance. I love romance.
So,
Like in books.
oh,
Yeah, and TV shows. But,
I thought you said you didn't like reading contemporary and all that lot.
yeah, I don't like reading contemporary. I mean, like, in a kick-ass book, and then there's this cute romance going on. I'm like, yes, bring it on. But no, this I was just like, you met the day before? Why you could have killed yourself for each other? It's stupid. And it's like, yeah, I like forbidden romances. One of my
Who doesn't?
OTPs is forbidden romance. But seriously, I spat, sorry.
Thanks.
But seriously, they met the day before.
I just felt your hatred come towards me in the
Yeah.
form of spit.
Yeah.
Your least favourite book of all time. Let's say that you're hanging out at the library when, BAM! Global warming explodes and, and the world outside becomes a frozen wasteland. You are trapped and your only chance for survival is to burn a book.
See, you're gonna be good. Your book's massive. Mine's tiny.
I'm going to live longer than you.
Do you want to go first?
What is the book that you run to? I didn't finish this note.
Oh.
What is the book that you first run to? Your least favourite book of all time? Which book do you not fully regret lighting? Do you want to go first?
You can go first.
Oh, okay. That's very nice of you. Well, I mentioned this one before as well, but that's because I just have a very, like,